Beyond Barriers, the revolutionary power of Black leadership on our own terms. Welcome. Take a moment with me to imagine a world where success isn't defined by how well you fit into systems that weren't designed for you. A world where excellence isn't measured by how quietly you can assimilate, but by how boldly you can transform. A world where Black professionals aren't just surviving in hostile environments, but actively redefining what leadership looks like. This isn't just a dream, it's already happening. Today, I'm honored to share profound insights from my recent conversation with Peta-Ann Coombs, a visionary whose work is revolutionizing how we understand Black professional excellence. Peta-Ann isn't just breaking barriers, she's questioning why those barriers exist in the first place. Through her groundbreaking leadership at MedPro Staffing and her advocacy work across industries, she has created pathways where none existed before, mentoring countless professionals who once believed certain doors were permanently closed to them. When we discuss Black professionals in America today, our conversations often gravitate toward obstacles. We talk about glass ceilings, microaggressions, and systemic inequities. These realities cannot and should not be ignored. But what Peta Ann revealed in our conversation was something equally important, yet frequently overlooked: the extraordinary power that comes from redefining success on our own terms. The journey of Black professionals, Peta-Ann explained, is not just about overcoming external barriers. It's about redefining what leadership success and community impact look like from our own perspectives. This insight struck me as revolutionary in its simplicity. Too often, narratives focus exclusively on adversity, but there's immense power in centering joy, creativity, and self authorship as core strategies for thriving. Think about that for a moment. What if the most radical act of leadership isn't just breaking through barriers, but reimagining what lies beyond them? This perspective invites us to ask deeper questions about how we measure achievement and value in professional spaces. The traditional metrics of success, titles, compensation, corner offices, were established within systems that weren't designed with Black professionals in mind. So, why should these be our only benchmarks? Peter Ann's first key insight resonated deeply. Success for Black professionals isn't a one size fits all concept. It can and should be shaped by our unique values and visions rather than traditional expectations. Let me share a powerful example that illustrates this principle. Junior Achievement of South Florida recently honored a Black woman with an extensive background in commercial real estate law. In an industry historically lacking diversity, she faced significant obstacles related to bias and underrepresentation. But rather than simply conforming to established norms, she focused on building client relationships rooted in trust while simultaneously mentoring others entering the field. The result? Her reputation for integrity led to leadership roles within major transactions, and she became an example of excellence for young professionals. After years of breaking through glass ceilings in commercial real estate law and brokerage, she built mentorship programs supporting minority entrants into the field. Her impact extended beyond personal achievement. She helped shift perceptions around who leads in commercial real estate while paving paths for future generations. What's remarkable about this story isn't just individual success. It's how this leader redefined what success meant by incorporating mentorship and community uplift into her professional identity. She didn't just climb the ladder, she reimagined what the ladder could be. This brings us to Peter Ann's second key insight: the power of community. Building intentional networks with other Black leaders amplifies collective strength and opens doors for new opportunities. In our conversation, Peta-Ann emphasized that community isn't just about support, though that's certainly important. It's about creating ecosystems where Black excellence can flourish and multiply. It's about recognizing that our individual achievements gain greater meaning and impact when connected to collective advancement. Consider Peter Ann's own journey at MedPro staffing. As one of few Black women rising through corporate ranks, she faced challenges around representation and visibility. Rather than navigating this journey in isolation, she leveraged networking opportunities internally while actively participating in company culture initiatives celebrating diverse backgrounds. Her contributions were publicly acknowledged, and she served as inspiration during cultural celebrations honoring Heritage Months. What's particularly noteworthy is that Peter Ann's journey included advocating internally for more inclusive recognition practices prior to being celebrated herself by senior management. The impact? Her story encouraged other professionals from underrepresented groups at MedPro staffing to pursue visible leadership roles. By building community and advocating for systemic change, Peter Ann created ripple effects that extended far beyond her individual career trajectory. This illustrates a profound truth. When we build intentional communities, we create spaces where our collective wisdom, experience, and influence can reshape institutions from within. We transform not just our own careers, but the very environments in which we work. The third insight Peta-Ann shared was perhaps the most countercultural joy as strategy. Embracing joy and creativity in professional journeys isn't just self care, it's a powerful tool for resilience, innovation, and sustainable growth. In a world that often expects Black professionals to be twice as good while showing half as much emotion, claiming joy becomes a revolutionary act. Peta Ann spoke passionately about how centering joy isn't frivolous, it's fundamental to sustainable leadership and innovation. This principle was beautifully demonstrated in a powerful example involving Latham and Watkins LLP. The firm collaborated pro bono with organizations advancing civil rights education, including work supporting national recognition and protection of sites tied to Emmett Till's legacy. This project was led by diverse legal teams, including prominent Black lawyers. Securing federal acknowledgement required navigating complex bureaucracies amid ongoing racial justice debates, hardly joyful work on the surface. But these lawyers approached their task with deep purpose and creative problem solving. They provided strategic legal guidance while mobilizing community stakeholders around shared goals. The outcomes were remarkable. Historical sites received enhanced protection status, and educational efforts expanded public awareness regarding U.S. civil rights history. Years long advocacy efforts culminated when the firm's affinity groups, including those representing lawyers of color, amplified calls to action through coordinated campaigns and public events. What made this work powerful wasn't just its social impact, but the way it integrated purpose, creativity, and community. These lawyers didn't separate their professional identities from their personal values. Instead, they brought their full selves to their work, finding fulfillment in applying their legal expertise to causes deeply meaningful to them. As Maya Angelou once said, my mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. These lawyers embodied this philosophy, demonstrating that when we bring joy, creativity, and purpose to our work, we not only sustain ourselves, but also create more innovative and impactful outcomes. What these three insights collectively reveal is a powerful framework for Black professional excellence that goes beyond mere survival or assimilation. It's about thriving authentically, building meaningful communities, and finding joy in the journey. This approach doesn't ignore the very real challenges that exist. Rather, it acknowledges them while refusing to be defined by them. It recognizes that the most powerful response to systems not designed for our success is to reimagine success itself. As Peta-Ann emphasized throughout our conversation, this isn't about lowering standards or expectations, quite the opposite. It's about raising them by expanding our definition of excellence to include not just what we achieve individually, but how we transform spaces, build communities, and create pathways for others. The wisdom Peta-Ann Coombs shared reminds me of the African proverb: if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Black professional excellence isn't just about individual achievement, it's about collective advancement and transformation. So, where do we go from here? How do we apply these insights in our own lives and communities? First, we must give ourselves permission to define success on our own terms. This means reflecting deeply on our values and visions and aligning our professional paths accordingly. It means celebrating achievements that might not fit traditional metrics, but that create meaningful impact in our communities. Second, we must intentionally build and nurture communities that amplify our collective strength. This isn't networking for networking's sake, it's creating ecosystems where Black excellence can flourish and multiply. It's recognizing that our individual achievements gain greater meaning and impact when connected to collective advancement. Third, we must center joy and creativity as essential elements of our professional journeys. This means bringing our full, authentic selves to our work. It means finding and creating spaces where we can thrive, not just survive. And it means recognizing that our joy is not just personal, it's political and powerful. I stand before you today, not just to share these insights, but to challenge you to question the metrics of success you've accepted without examination. Challenge you to build communities that transform institutions from within. Challenge you to claim joy as a revolutionary act in spaces that weren't designed for your thriving. The stories we've explored today, from the commercial real estate attorney mentoring the next generation to Peta-Ann's advocacy at MedPro Staffing, to the lawyers preserving civil rights history, all demonstrate the extraordinary impact that's possible when we redefine success, build community, and center joy in our professional journeys. As we navigate spaces not designed with us in mind, let us remember that our greatest power lies not in fitting into existing structures, but in reimagining and reshaping them. Let us claim the right to define success on our own terms. And let us recognize that in doing so, we create new possibilities, not just for ourselves, but for generations to come. Today, I call on each of you to take one radical step toward redefining success in your own life. Connect with someone whose vision inspires you. Share your definitions of success. Explore how you might support each other's journeys. And consider how together you might create ripples of transformation that extend far beyond your individual paths. Because when we dare to redefine success on our own terms, we don't just change our own stories, we change the narrative for everyone who comes after us. And that, my friends, is the revolutionary power of Black leadership beyond barriers.